You know the feeling, right? If you travel for work, you've definitely been there. At home, you've got your routine dialed in. You're eating well, maybe getting to the gym, and you've found a great rhythm with intermittent fasting. Everything's clicking. And then, a business trip gets dropped onto your calendar. Suddenly, it feels like all that hard work is about to go right out the window. Between the airport food courts, the late-night client dinners, and just the sheer exhaustion of it all, staying on track feels like an uphill battle. Well, in this explainer, we are going to lay out a really simple, practical blueprint. The whole goal here is to help you master intermittent fasting on the road, so you can feel good and stay in control, no matter where your work takes you.
So let me just ask you this straight up. Does it feel like your health goals get completely torpedoed the second you start packing your suitcase? If you're not in your head right now, trust me, you are not alone. That constant change of scenery, the lack of control, it's a huge challenge for anyone, even the most disciplined person. But here's the thing I really want you to take away today. This is not a failure of willpower. It really isn't. It's a failure of strategy. And a good strategy is something anyone can build. That's exactly what we're going to do together right now.
All right, first things first. We're going to talk about the travel trap. See, to build a strategy that actually works, we first have to get really honest about why our good habits seem to just evaporate on the road. It's not usually one big thing. It's more like a perfect storm of little things, all conspiring against our best intentions. So let's break down exactly what we're up against.
These four things, they really create this powerful downward spiral. It all starts with your schedule, which is just all over the place. That 5 a.m. flight might force you to grab something way before your eating window opens, or that client dinner runs so late that you're eating hours after your window is supposed to close. That kind of irregularity is probably the #1 enemy of a consistent fasting practice. Then there's the food itself. I mean, let's be honest, most restaurant meals are designed to be delicious, not necessarily healthy. That often means they're packed with carbs, unhealthy fats, and sugars. And on top of that, you've got the constant temptation of snacking. It's everywhere. Free pretzels on the plane, cookies in the meeting room. It becomes so easy to just graze all day without even thinking about it. And finally, you have to factor in travel stress. Being tired, being under pressure, it's not just in your head. Your body actually releases a hormone called cortisol, and what that does is basically send a signal to your brain screaming for high-calorie, sugary comfort foods. It's a really tough cycle, but the good news is it's one you can absolutely 100% break.
Okay, so now that we've identified the traps, let's start building our playbook for success. Think of these as your personal IF travel rules. This is a simple guide you can fall back on so you don't have to rely on sheer willpower when you're exhausted and staring down a hotel minibar at 11 p.m. This is all about having a solid default plan in place. These 5 rules are going to be your foundation. First up, rule number 1, fix your window. Before you even get on the plane, decide what your eating hours will be. Say noon to 8 p.m. Then commit to sticking with that as best as you possibly can. Sure, there might be a little wiggle room, but having that clear target makes all the difference. Second, control carbs. This is a huge one. At every meal, make protein and vegetables the main event. They keep you feeling full and satisfied for hours, and they prevent those wild blood sugar spikes that lead to energy crashes and crazy cravings. Third, hydrate smart. This is your secret weapon during your fasting window. Water, black coffee, unsweetened tea, they're your absolute best friends. They can really help keep hunger pangs away without breaking your fast. Fourth, skip the snacks. Honestly, the easiest way to avoid eating unhealthy snacks is to just not snack. But look, if you're genuinely hungry and need something, have a smart option ready to go, like a small bag of almonds or a cheese stick you packed. And finally, rule number 5, and this might be the most underrated one, prioritize sleep. When you don't get enough sleep, it throws your hunger hormones completely out of whack. It boosts the one that tells you, I'm hungry, and suppresses the one that says, I'm full. Just one night of bad sleep can make it feel almost impossible to resist cravings the next day. So aim for at least 7 hours.
Now, having rules is great, but we all know the real test comes when you're standing in a crowded airport or sitting down for that important client dinner. This is, as they say, where the rubber meets the road. So for this next section, we're going to get super practical and master your on-the-go food strategy.
Airports can feel like a minefield of bad food choices, but they're also full of smart swaps if you know what to look for. The difference is just massive. On the left, you see the easy stuff, the pitfalls. The giant muffins, sugary sodas, and those pre-made sandwiches with tons of bread. They're quick, they're everywhere, but they're loaded with sugar and refined carbs that are just going to send your energy levels on a crazy roller coaster. You'll feel good for about 30 minutes, and then you'll crash hard. But look to the right. The smart swaps are often sitting right there next to the bad stuff. Instead of that pastry, grab a bag of nuts or a cheese plate. Instead of the soda, just get a big bottle of water or black coffee.
and you can swap that bread-heavy sandwich for a high-quality protein bar. These choices give you steady, stable energy to get you through your travel day, not a quick spike followed by a crash.
Dining out. This can feel like the final boss battle of healthy eating on the road, but I promise you can win with a few simple tactics. First, do a little bit of homework. Check out the restaurant's menu online before you even leave your hotel. This lets you walk in the door with a game plan, so you're not making a rushed, hungry decision at the table. Second, don't be afraid to be the director of your own dish. It is perfectly okay to politely ask to swap the side of fries for steamed vegetables or a side salad. You'd be surprised how many restaurants are happy to do that for you. Third, take control of your portion size. We all know restaurant portions can be gigantic, so make a decision right when the food arrives to only eat half. Ask for it to go box right away and put the other half in there for later. And here's one more great little hack. As soon as you order, drink a full glass of water. It helps take the edge off your hunger, so you're way less likely to overeat when your meal finally comes.
Okay, so we've covered the what to do and the how to do it. But this last piece of the puzzle, it might just be the most important one of all. We're talking about the winning mindset. Because ultimately, your success starts in your head long before you ever take a single bite of food. Now, this is going to sound almost ridiculously simple, but I want you to try it. The physical act of writing down your intention is incredibly powerful. So before your next trip, take 30 seconds. Open the Notes app on your phone or grab an actual piece of paper and just write down this sentence. I will stick to my IF plan during this trip. That's it. This simple act transforms a vague idea in your head into a concrete, tangible goal. It makes it feel real. And later, when you're tired, stressed, and tempted by something you know you shouldn't eat, you can just pull out your phone, look at that sentence, and remember the commitment you made to yourself.
And while you've got your phone out, remember that technology can be an amazing accountability partner. A simple fasting tracker app can be a game changer. Seeing that clock counting down your fast or seeing your streak build up, it's really motivating. But maybe more importantly, it helps you get back on track without any of the guilt. Look, slip-ups are going to happen. You might eat outside your window. It's okay. An app doesn't judge you. You just log it, you look at the data for what it is, and you start your next fast. It turns what could feel like a failure into just simple feedback, making it so much easier to get right back on the horse.
Travel stress is pretty much inevitable, right? You're rushing to catch a flight, you're prepping for a big presentation, and your brain starts screaming for the quick comfort of a donut or a bag of chips. In that high-stress moment, you have an incredibly powerful tool at your disposal. And that tool is the pause. That's it. When you feel that wave of stress or that intense craving hit, just stop for 1 minute. Close your eyes and take 3 slow, deep breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth. This simple action interrupts that frantic stress signal in your brain. It calms your nervous system down, and crucially, it creates just a tiny bit of space between the trigger and your reaction. And in that space, you get to be in control again. You get to make a conscious choice instead of an impulsive one.
So, there you have it. This is your complete IF travel blueprint. And I want you to notice, it's not a strict, rigid diet. It's a flexible toolkit. You've got your consistent window as your anchor, you've got your focus on protein and veggies, you've got your smart pre-packed snacks, you've got your simple tactics for dining out, and you've got your mental game plan. With these tools, you are fully empowered to stay in control no matter how chaotic or unpredictable your trip gets. You are equipped, you're ready.
And that brings us right to the end. You've now got the knowledge, you've got the strategy. So as you think about that next trip on your calendar, I want to leave you with this one question. What is the first change you're going to make? The one single thing you'll do differently this time? Will it be packing your own healthy snacks instead of buying whatever's at the airport? Will it be looking up that restaurant menu ahead of time? Or maybe it's as simple as just writing down your goal before you leave. Don't try to do everything at once. Just pick one. Start there. Because it's those small, consistent actions that build unstoppable habits over time. Thanks for tuning in, and safe travels.